Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Battle of the Bourbon Trail. Tonight, the Lexington Legends face the Florence Freedom in Game 2 of a 3-game series. I'm Andrew Murphy, bringing you all the action right here on Prep Spin and the Legends Broadcast Network. Last night, Legends came out on top by the score of 7-6 after Drew Ellis lined one to left center field to bring home Brandon Phillips from third. Ellis gets a break tonight, but Phillips is back in the field. More on them in just a bit. Let's get your lineups for the visiting Florence Freedom. Batting first and playing third base, Craig Massey. Batting second, the second baseman, Simon Whiteman. Batting third, the left fielder, Chad Cedillo. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Logan Wyatt. Batting fifth, the shortstop, Tyler Fitzgerald. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Cesar Trejo. Batting seventh, and in right field, E.P. Reese. Batting eighth, the center fielder, Brian Dancero. Batting ninth, the catcher, Marshall Rich. It's the starting lineup for the visiting Florence Freedom. Now a look in the field at the Lexington Legends defense. Nick Akins is in left field, Ben Revere in center field, and Eric Young Jr. in right field. From left to right in the infield, John Sansone returns tonight, playing third base. Devin Hairston at short, Brandon Phillips at second base, and Ivan DeJesus Jr. at first. Dalton Cornett is behind the dish, catching balls and strikes for tonight's starting pitcher, Cass Silber. 5'11", 190 pounds, the righty out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Attended High Point University and Sanderson High School in North Carolina. Last played for the Road Warrior Black Sox of the Yinzer League. And a lot of players on both the Legends and Leyendas who've played in that league. So far this season, 7 1/3 innings under his belt, 9 hits, 6 runs, all of them earned, with 7 walks and 9 strikeouts. His last appearance was on August 28th at Florence versus the Freedom, where he threw 4 innings, giving up 3 hits, no runs, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. So a pretty decent start for Cass Silber his last time on the mound, and as he toes the rubber to get things started. 75 degrees, winds blowing in from left field, 6:50 on the dot, and the first pitch to Craig Massey misses high on a fastball. It's 1-0. Official time of first pitch, 6:50 p.m. Not a cloud in the sky today. A beautiful day in the bluegrass for some baseball. And the 1-0 missed outside to move things to 2 balls and no strikes. Now the 2-0 pitch to Massey. Fastball caught the upper third of the zone. Now 2 balls and a strike. Our umpires tonight, Chris Wood is behind the dish and Darnell Ray is in the field. The 2-1 to Massey. Fastball up and away, moving the count to a hitter's 3-1. Legends donned in their classic home white uniforms with the blue lettering. Blue socks to match, and of course the signature stash cap. 3-1, taken outside for a ball. It's a 5-pitch walk to Craig Massey to get things started here in the top of the first. The Freedom are dressed in their road uniforms, the black jerseys with the red shoulders and sleeves, along with the red numbering and lettering. Rocking the gray pants and the black Florence Freedom caps and helmets. Here's Simon Whiteman, the second baseman. Craig Massey with a short lead off the bag. Silber goes right back to DeJesus Jr. covering, but Massey was in safely. So he's on first base with nobody out here in the top of the first. Righty-righty matchup now to Simon Whiteman. Facing Cass Silber, working from the stretch, and the first pitch taken on the outside corner, a fastball, moving the count to 0-1. Whiteman played in last night's game. He went 1 for 4, scoring a run and driving one in. Ready's up, and here's another move back to first. Massey sliding into the bag this time. Last night's game was, I wouldn't say dominated by pitching, but the offense certainly wasn't there, at least for the Legends, for most of the game. 1-0, runner goes. This is skied into infield territory on the right side. DeJesus Jr. fighting the sun, sets up shot, makes the catch. Did he put the tag on Massey coming back to first? He did. So it's a double play on a pop-up by Simon Whiteman. Major league height on that one as it was skied in the infield. DeJesus Jr. near the bag, looked like he was battling the sun for it, but made the catch. Massey said, uh-oh, got to get back to the bag, but DeJesus Jr. laid the tag on him for a double play. So 2 gone, bases cleared as it's a foul tip by Chad Cedillo on the first pitch. Lefty-righty matchup, the 0-1. There's a breaking ball, got away from Cass Silber, up and away, and that'll move things to a ball and a strike. 2 gone, nobody on the bags here in the first. No score at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Silber from the windup, and now the pitch to Cedillo. It's smacked up in the air. It's foul over the rooftop down the third base line. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cedillo rocking the Jordan 1 cleats, it looks like. Those are increasingly popular nowadays. There's a dribbler right to Phillips at second, and he'll put him away at first for out number 3. So the Freedom go down in order. DeJesus Jr. with a pop-up double play from Simon Whiteman will bring the Legends up to bat here in the bottom of the first. Ben Revere, Eric Young Jr., and Ivan DeJesus Jr. will make their way to the dish. No score after half an inning of play. Baseball back in a few moments on the Legends Broadcast Network. We are scoreless after half an inning of play. Bottom of the first coming up in a few moments. Here are your starting lineups for the home team Lexington Legends. Ben Revere leads it off, and in center field tonight, Eric Young Jr. batting second and playing right field. Ivan DeJesus Jr. bats third. He's at first base tonight. Brandon Phillips in the cleanup spot at second base as well. Nick Akins, the left fielder, bats fifth. Sam Claycamp back in the order. Nice to see him. He bats sixth and is the DH. John Sansone at third, bats seventh. Dalton Cornett, the catcher, batting eighth, and Devin Hairston, the shortstop, will round things out for the Lexington Legends. As the lefty Ben Revere steps in, middle depth in the box as he opens up his stance toward the lefty Lars Liguri. How about a name there? Revere takes one well inside, and the count is 1-0. First pitch tried to paint the back door on what looked like a changeup from Liguri. Ben Revere waits for the 1-0, and he takes that outside, on the outside edge, I should say, for a fastball. It's 1-1. Ben Revere in last night's game, and here's the 1-1. That's fouled away down the third base line to make it 1-2. Revere in last night's game versus the Freedom went 1 for 3 with 2 runs, a walk, and he was hit by a pitch. As I said before the break, the bats were not necessarily alive for the Legends for the most part of the game. And here's the 1-2 to Revere. It's a breaker drifting low and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Legends didn't really tie it up. They scored twice in the first inning, but didn't score again until the 8th inning, where they tied it up with a 3-spot. 2-2 on the way. This is poked foul down the third base line. It's drifting into the stands, and a fan's got a souvenir. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes on Revere. But Revere was one of the first 2 runs scored in the first inning. He was driven in on an Eric Young Jr. double. As Revere sets back up on the left side, the lefty Liguri working from the windup. Infield and outfield playing straight away. Liguri kicks and fires the 2-2. Here's a weak fly ball into deep left field as Trejo, coming back on it, made the catch near the track, 1 away. So Revere flies out, and that'll bring up Eric Young Jr., the left fielder. So Ben Revere scored the first run of the game last night for the Legends, and Young Jr. would score the second. He was driven in on a Brandon Phillips single. Phillips in tonight's lineup again. First pitch to Young Jr. Popped up over the roof, behind home, 0-1. Spoke with Eric Young Jr. briefly yesterday before a press conference of which he was a part. WKYT and ABC came out to interview 5 or so players on the Legends roster, the 0-1. This is lifted in the air, foul again, this time down the first base line and into the seats, 0-2. What happened? I guess somebody made a catch. Always fun to get a foul ball at a game. Group of youngsters just below us in the press box calling for it. 0-2 to Young Jr. Fouled away again down the first base line. Young Jr. Is one of quite a few players with some major league experience. And he has just been a real thrill for the younger guys on the Legends roster, and even the Leyendas roster, and even the guys in Florence. 0-2, lifted high in the air to straightaway center field. Dansereau taking a couple steps forward, sets up camp. Rawhide meets Submit, 2 gone. But Young Jr. and even Revere and this next guy, Ivan De Jesus, Brandon Phillips as well. These are all guys who have seen baseball at the highest professional level and are now here not to only get reps in themselves, but offer counsel to guys who are in the mere beginnings of their own journey. On the flip side of, the major leaguers on this roster, Lexington native Devin Hairston, who was most recently in Double-A, was interviewed. Swing and a miss at the first one by Ivan De Jesus. It's 0-1. Devin Hairston has been surrounded by these big leaguers all season long, and he's been able to bond with them and get advice from them. As the 0-1, a breaker misses down and in. Even counted a ball and a strike. And it's very cool, especially because you don't really, even in the minor leagues, typically, unless a guy comes down for a rehab assignment to AAA or even Double-A sometimes, you don't often see that dynamic between a guy who's just beginning his career, hopefully headed toward the majors, as the 1-1 misses down and in, 2 balls and a strike, and a guy who, for instance, Brandon Phillips has spent 16 years in the major leagues. And so what a thrill it must be for both parties to come together. Swing and a miss at a low fastball. It's 2-2. Fantastic crowd on hand this evening. We had an excellent crowd last night. The guys in the ticket office told me that the pre-sale numbers were even higher today. Great to see a hefty crowd in the stands tonight at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. It's a slow chopping ground ball to shortstop. Fitzgerald gobbles it up and fires it on over to first. The inning is over. Legends went down 1-2-3. And we are scoreless after an inning of play. Top of the second coming your way with Logan Wyatt, Tyler Fitzgerald, and Cesar Trejo up for the Freedom. Back in a moment. Back inside Whitaker Bank Ballpark as leadoff man Logan Wyatt just took a fastball downstairs for ball 1. We are scoreless after an inning. And this one is skied to left field, drifting near the corner. It gets down in front of Akins, who was on the run near the track. It hops over the wall for a ground rule double. Wyatt leading things off with a piece of extra base hitting. We saw a similar piece of hitting with a little more height on it the other night on the other side of the ball. Nick Akins, the left fielder, blasted one toward the left field corner. It hung in the air for what seemed like forever. And just 5 feet away, 5 feet in from the foul pole, it was a fair ball and a home run. First pitch to Fitzgerald, taken on the outside corner for strike 1. And Akins out there in left field got a taste of his own medicine, but it was a ground rule double, hopped over the wall in the left field corner. Silber with the 0-1. That's taken low for a ball. There's a breaking ball there from Silber. Fitzgerald wanted to go around but pulled back. So a ball and a strike, nobody out. Logan Wyatt on second base after that ground rule double. Silber looks back at him and kicks and fires the 1-1. It's a foul ball lined to the netting down the first base line. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Greetings to Joyce Million in O'Fallon, Missouri. Thanks as always for tuning in. And greetings to Marlene Horn, a fan of the Legends and Ben Revere in particular. Ball of 2 strikes, Silber deals. That's over the glove of Cornett, and advancing to third is Logan Wyatt on that passed ball. So Logan Wyatt 90 feet from home plate. If he were 3 feet from home on that pass ball, we'd have a bigger problem on our hands. But But it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Tyler Fitzgerald. Silber with a direct line to third. Instead comes forward with the 2-2. It's high and fills up the count at 3-2. Wyatt's the first hit given up by Cass Silber. Adding to his season total now 10 hits on the season. No score here in the top of the second. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Got him a chase up and away on the fastball. And there's strikeout number 1. Fitzgerald's bat was just a touch too high. And he waved and missed for out number 1 here in the top of the second. Strikeout number 10 on the season for Silber. So he pitches into hit number 10 and earns himself strikeout number 10 to make up for it. It's the first one to Cesar Trejo. It's a low fastball. No balls and a strike. Good job by Silber there to get ahead in the count early, especially with Wyatt on third base. He takes a short lead off the bag. The 0-1 to Trejo. This is grounded hard to Hairston. It hops over him as it bounced out of his glove. Wyatt scores. And Trejo is aboard at first. The board is flashing an error, so it'll be an error on the shortstop Hairston. That was a rocket of a ground ball that hit Hairston's light brown glove, but seemed to hop over him into the grass of shallow left field. And so the Freedom are up 1-0 here in the top of the second over the Legends. Lefty-righty matchup, and there's a throw down to throw back to first rather as Trejo slid in. Lefty-righty matchup now is E.P. Reese, the right fielder, steps in. Silber working from the stretch now. Glove about a half a foot away from his chest. He kicks and fires the first pitch. It's a breaking ball, low and in. Tried to paint but missed. 1 ball, no strikes. Silber looks back at Trejo, who's got a short lead off the bag. DeJesus Jr. there to cover. And now the 1-0. Ground ball to the right side, gets past the dive of DeJesus Jr. Trejo rounding the second base bag. He'll hold up there as Young Jr. came on it quick and threw it in. So a single for E.P. Reese advances Trejo to second base. That'll bring up Brian Dancero. 1 away, now 2 runners on here in the top of the second as the Freedom lead 1-0. Runners go, first pitch, no throw. And so that pitch was a touch high, and the count moves to a ball and no strikes. Dancero came into the game last night to pinch hit for the center fielder Austin Riggins. He went 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout. 1-0. Bloop shot to the right side, drifting into foul territory. DeJesus Jr. with the glove on it near the Legends dugout, 2 gone. So Trejo and E.P. Reese aboard at second and third. They both stole on the first pitch to Brian Dancero, who just flied out down the first base line. A lot of stolen bases, it seems, last night for the Florence Freedom. First pitch to the righty, Marshall Rich, misses inside for a ball, 1-0. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 stolen bases total for the Florence Freedom last night. Silber comes set with the 1-0, and here it is. And beans him on the shoulder. E.P. Reese, second, was headed down toward third base, but he'll stay there. So ducks on the pond as Marshall Rich was hit in the shoulder by Cass Silber, and he's out chatting with the catcher Cornett and the first baseman DeJesus Jr. Our score is 1-0 here in the top of the second. Logan Wyatt led this inning off with a ground rule double, but bounced over the wall in the left field corner. He advanced to third on a pass ball and came in to score on an error. Hit to Devin Hairston, the shortstop. Trejo on third. E.P. Reese on second base, and Marshall Rich is on at first after being hit in the left shoulder, and Craig Massey will come back up to bat. The first pitch to the lefty is taken low for a ball. All runners taking lead off the bags. 1-0 pitch on the way. Taken inside for strike one. Fastball. Backdoor fastball there from Silber. Silber comes set. He's ready with one. Working with a dark brown glove. He kicks and fires the 1-1. It's a foul ball up and over the rooftop down the third base line. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Ball and 2 strikes to the lefty Massey. Silber deals. Swing and a miss on the inside corner. There's strikeout number 2 for Cass Silber as he strands Trejo, Reese, and Rich along the bags. Freedom take a 1-0 lead here at the top of the second. Bottom half of the second coming your way with Brandon Phillips leading off, followed by Nick Akins and Sam Claycamp. Baseball back in a moment on the Legends Broadcast Network. Back inside Whitaker Bank Ballpark, Andrew Murphy with you as the Legends trail the Freedom 1-0. We head into the bottom of the second, and those cheers you're hearing are for Mr. Brandon Phillips, who will lead things off here in the bottom of the second inning. Brandon Phillips, let me tell you something. He has been a blast to watch ever since he came to Lexington some time ago. He blasts this one high and deep down the left field line. Is it fair or foul? It is A fair ball. A home run for Brandon Phillips to lead things off here in the bottom of the second. And the Legends and Freedom are tied at 1. Holy moly. Brandon Phillips is all smiles as he crosses home plate to tie things up here at 1 in the bottom of the second. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What a man, what a marvel, what a ball player. Brandon Phillips with a solo shot. We're tied up at 1. Here's the righty Nick Akins facing Lars Liguri. It's a hard hit ground ball. Just fair down the third base line. It rolls into the left field corner. Extra bases for sure. Akins heads into second standing up. He's got a double. So after a Phillips bomb to left field, Nick Akins puts himself in scoring position on a grounder to the same place. That was home run number 6 on the season for Brandon Phillips, and mind you, he's only been here about half the time that things have been going on here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. First pitch to Sam Claycamp is poked foul down the right field line. Bounces off the roof of the stables and lands back into the party deck and right. Nice to see Claycamp back in the lineup. Claycamp was absolutely raking before a slight injury. His last appearance, he went 1 for 3 with 2 runs, an RBI, a double, a walk, and a strikeout. Nothing in 1 on that foul ball. Still nobody out, and Nick Akins on the second base bag, 0-1. Off speed taken outside to even up the count of the ball and a strike. Claycamp, his stats have remained the same for quite some time since he was injured. A .340 batting average in 61 plate appearances. He's had 18 hits, 8 of them RBIs. He's had 1 home run, and he's crossed the plate 8 times. He's bent, open stance on the right side. The lefty Liguri deals. 1-1, line drive, left field, gets down, rolls into the corner. Here comes Akins around the third base bag. He will score as Cedillo picks it up in left and fires it into the infield. The Legends take a 2-1 lead on an RBI double by the DH, Sam Claycamp. Welcome back, sir. The bats are hot here in the bottom of the second inning. Here's another guy who we haven't seen in the lineup at least since the Legends got back into town on Wednesday. John Sansone is at third base this evening. Righty with a closed-off stance. He's another guy rocking those Jordan 1 cleats. And he's slightly bent on the right side, calm and composed. The first pitch to him is fouled to the screen, 0-1. John Sansone, the native of Newcastle, Pennsylvania. On his last appearance on August 30th at Florence, went 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs, a triple, and he struck out twice, 0-1. Curveball in the dirt will even up the count of the ball and a strike. John Sansone was the 8th round pick by the Cincinnati Reds in 2016. He's racked up just over 200 hits in the minor leagues, 201 to be exact. 22 home runs, not bad. 1-1 is hit on the ground, but foul down the third base line, and the count moves to a ball and 2 strikes. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. Claycamp hit a double. There's a was a double that scored Nick Akins. Brandon Phillips, of course, led things off with a solo shot to the left field corner. So lots of extra base hitting here in the bottom of the second, and the 1-2 to Sansone. Swing and a miss at a fastball up and away. One gone. First strikeout on the night for Lars Liguri. Can't get enough of saying that name. So that'll bring up the catcher, Dalton Cornett. Cornett played in last night's game, handling the catching duties as usual. He wore the collar, going 0 for 3 with a walk. Liguri working from the stretch. Comes forward with the first pitch. Check swing on an outside off speed. Cornett did go around, and the count is 0-1. Claycamp at second base takes a lead off the bag. Nobody's there to cover as Liguri's discussing things with Rich. Love at the waist and the 0-1 delivery. Swing and a miss. Good looking slider to the outside corner. Broke late and got Cornett to chase. And he's hung up on 0-2. Cornett the lefty. Narrow stance in the back corner of the box in toward the plate. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on the slider low and even further away that time. So 3 straight strikes to Cornett and 2 straight strikeouts for Lars Liguri here in the bottom of the second. So after giving up a solo shot to Brandon Phillips and then 2 doubles thereafter by Nick Akins and Sam Claycamp to put the Legends over 2-1, Liguri has tightened up, and he'll now face the man at the bottom of the order for the Legends. That's Lexington native Devin Hairston. Hairston, the righty, spoke with him yesterday. He takes one up and away for ball 1. Again, he was in that press conference with Lex 18 and WKYT. I mistakenly mentioned ABC was here yesterday. They were not. That was, in fact, WLEX 18. So my apologies to the good folks there. 1 ball, no strikes. There's an inside off-speed pitch, moving the count to 2 balls and no strikes to Devin Hairston. Hairston played in last night's game. Went 0 for 3 with a walk and 2 strikeouts. A couple days ago, passed the 100 plate appearance mark. One of a few here on the Legends roster. Sets back up. Here's the 2-0. Lifted in the air to right center field. Shallow territory, 3 men going after it. Reese seems to have the read. He misses the ball. Sam Claycamp comes home to score on a pop fly lost in the sun by E.P. Reese. Devin Hairston has an RBI. So Legends up 3-1 now on a fly ball lost in the sun by E.P. Reese. Devin Hairston's aboard at first, and we'll bring up Ben Revere. Sam Claycamp came home on that fly ball. Got an early jump on the pitch, and he was rewarded. So Ben Revere back up for the second time this evening. The first pitch to him. Taken way outside for a called strike 1. That looked way outside the zone to me. But Revere's not going to put up a fight. Oh, 1. Swung on. Foul tipped. Skipped off the mask of Rich. Three to one Legends here in the bottom of the second. An explosive offensive inning to pull the momentum their way. And hopefully that'll carry over a long time down the stretch of tonight's game. 0-2 to Ben Revere. Liguri deals. That's foul tip to the screen again. Revere is 0 for 2 this evening. He flied out to left field to lead things off in the bottom of the first. Liguri looking into Rich for the 0-2 signal. He gives him the nod. 0-2 delivery. Well, up and in. That'll move the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Ben Revere at the plate, the 2014 MLB hits leader, 184. Takes one outside for a ball. That was the exact same spot that Chris Wood called the first pitch a strike, and it's taken for a ball. So 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Ben Revere as he, I guess, got that one back, but not really. Here's the pitch. Hard hit line drive, bounces into the diving glove of Whiteman, who bobbles it on the transfer, but he gets the throw over to first. And so the side is retired. The inning is over. Legends put a 3 spot on the board. Explosive bats from Brandon Phillips, Nick Akins, Sam Claycamp, and Devin Hairston to bring in run number 3. Revere out on the 4-3 to end things. So the Legends will head into the top of the third with a 3-1 lead. Freedom showing Simon Whiteman, Chad Cedillo, and Logan Wyatt. Baseball back in a moment on the Legends Broadcast Network. Legends just took a 3-1 lead over the Freedom in an extremely successful bottom of the second inning with a home run by Phillips. A couple of extra base hits by Akins and Claycamp. Devin Hairston had an RBI for run number 3. And the first pitch to the leadoff man, Simon Whiteman, was taken low and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Andrew Murphy on the mic with you. Thank you for tuning in on PrepSpin.com and the Legends social media pages. The 1-0 misses down and away. 2 balls, no strikes. The righty Simon Whiteman in a narrow stance. Lifted high in the air, deep to left center field. 2 men going after it. Revere makes the catch on the run as he called off Akins. 1 away. So Whiteman flied out to first base territory in the first inning and was part of a double play as Craig Massey was way too far off the first base bag. No idea why he even left as the fly ball was in on the infield. First one taken for a strike by Chad Cedillo, 0-1. Oh, 1 on the way. Line drive Right up the middle, it rolls into center field, and there's a single for Chad Cedillo. Chad Cedillo with that single, now 1 for 2 on the evening, and here's Logan Wyatt. Logan Wyatt at first base tonight, a change of scenery for him as he was strictly the designated hitter, where he went 1 for 5 with no runs and an RBI. He had a single to bring home Craig Massey in the 8th last night. Cass Silber working from the stretch. No, moved back to first. Cedillo just barely slid back in safely. And Wyatt still waiting for his first pitch. 3-1 Legends here in the top of the third. 1 away and 1 man on. Silber drops the glove to just in front of the lettering on his jersey and delivers the first pitch to Wyatt. It's high for a ball, 1-0. Wyatt 1 for 1 with a double. He scored the only run on the board for the Freedom, 1-0. Fastball taken right down the pipe. 1 ball, 1 strike to the lefty Logan Wyatt. Silber taking his time, discussing things with Cornett, the catcher, who flashes him what he likes. Cornett now setting up low and in. Runner on first with a lead off the bag. 1-1. Pop fly drifting into foul territory up and over the netting down the third base line, and it drops into the seats. Youngster comes up with it and a smile on his face as the crowd applauds. Wyatt digs back in on the left side, and a quick move back to first. Cedillo back in safely. Silber's got no rhythm on his pickoff moves so far tonight. Surprised he hasn't thrown anybody out. They're so sporadic. Ball at 2 strikes, the pitch. Swing and a miss on a changeup, down and away. Strikeout number 3 for Cass Silber. And 2 gone now here in the top of the third. So his out pitch there was a changeup low and away. Something I can't recall seeing a whole lot of so far in this game. Here's a quick move back to first. He really wants a piece of Cedillo, who read him right that time again and slid in safely. Here's Tyler Fitzgerald, the righty shortstop. First pitch to him. Lifted high in the air to left center field. Akins and Revere after it. Revere calls off Akins and sets up in left and makes the catch. The side is retired. Cedillo is stranded on first. Legends still up 3-1 on the Freedom. They come back up to bat in the bottom of the third with Eric Young Jr., Ivan DeJesus Jr., and Brandon Phillips. Baseball back in a moment. Legends up 3-1. Andrew Murphy with you on the Legends Broadcast Network as the Legends have a 3-1 lead over the Freedom. Bottom of the third starts now. Here's Eric Young Jr. Young Jr. in right field this evening. The righty facing the lefty Lars Liguri, who begins his third inning of work. Only 2 strikeouts. Both of those came consecutively in the second inning. First pitch to Young is dribbled to the left side. It's scooped up by Massey at third, and an easy throw to first. It's a little short, but still on target and in time, one away. Sometimes those easy plays you can slack on, especially with the speed of the ground ball hit into by Young Jr. So Young Jr. retired on the 5-3, put out Ivan DeJesus Jr., a couple of juniors in a row. DeJesus Jr. will make his way into the box on the right side. DeJesus Jr. grounded into a 6-3, put out his first time up in the first inning. Liguri deals the first pitch. It's taken on the outside corner for strike one. Jesus Jr., as I've mentioned several times before on these broadcasts, he was the son of Ivan DeJesus as he grounds one hard to shortstop. It's gobbled up by Fitzgerald and flipped to first for out number 2. But DeJesus Jr., as I was saying, is the son of Ivan DeJesus, former major leaguer and Lexington Legends manager. And while his father DeJesus was the Lexington Legends manager, he had the privilege of being the bat boy, so he's back in a Legends uniform here for the Battle of the Bourbon Trail. Playing alongside another former Cincinnati Red, that's Brandon Phillips, who will begin his second plate appearance right now. So a 5-3 from Young Jr. and a 6-3 from Ivan DeJesus Jr. Let's see if Phillips can switch up the mojo. He takes an off-speed pitch, down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 gone, nobody on here in the bottom of the third. Legends holding a 3-1 lead over the Florence Freedom. Brandon Phillips in a knees-bent active stance likes to wave the bat up and down above his right shoulder. Liguri from straight away with the 1-0. He's hacking for the fences there, but it's tipped foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Phillips, of course, his last time up, opened up the bottom of the second explosively with a solo shot deep to the left field corner. It was looking tricky as to whether it would be fair or foul, but it was indeed inside the foul pole. And so Brandon Phillips hit home run number 6 of the year back in the second. Ball and a strike to the righty. Liguri, the lefty, taking his time in between pitches here. And now the delivery. One's up and in near his head. Phillips is smiling after that one. I love how even after seeing a pitch up and in, almost hit him in the head, he steps out of the box with a smile. It's unbelievable. Guy just loves to play. 2-1. This is down and away. 3 balls and a strike. 3-1 Legends here in the bottom of the third. Brandon Phillips at the plate with nobody on, looking to keep the mojo alive as he hit a home run his first time up. Time is called. Liguri steps back, just the brim of his black Florence Freedom cap. He'll step back on now as Phillips does the same 60 feet and 6 inches away. Phillips readies up. Gives the bat a few spins. Now the 3-1 from Liguri. It's a low chopper to the left side. Fitzgerald with the glove on it. A turn to first, and that will do it here in the bottom of the third. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Legends. Top of the fourth coming your way with the Freedom up to bat. Cesar Trejo, E.P. Reese, and Brian Dancero. Legends up 3-1. Back in a moment. Welcome back into Whitaker Bank Ballpark. We are through 3 innings. Top of the 4th begins now. Cesar Trejo leading things off. And Silber deals the first one to him. It's a bloop shot as Cornett throws off the mask, heads back, slides, and makes the catch along the dirt behind home plate. One away. Beautiful grab by the catcher, Dalton Cornett. The weak hit fly ball behind home plate. Just had the distance on it to be playable for Cornett to throw the mask and read it well, make the catch. One gone on the first pitch to Trejo. Here's E.P. Reese, the right fielder. Silber deals. Breaker nicks the outside edge. Beautifully commanded there by Silber. It's 0-1. Swing and a miss at one inside. 0-2. Silber's performing pretty well in his beginning his 4th inning of work. 3 strikeouts already, only 3 hits and 1 run. Swing and a miss, up and in with the fastball. And it's a 3-strike punch out to hang up E.P. Reese. 2 gone. Greetings and well wishes to the Miller family, tuning in from St. Louis, Missouri. We appreciate you supporting the Lexington Legends. First pitch to the righty, Dancero misses down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. So the out pitch on the strikeout to Logan Wyatt was down and in as this one is lifted over the roof behind home, 1-1. The out pitch was a changeup down and away to the lefty Logan Wyatt, and then the lefty Reese was hung up on an inside fastball upstairs. Here's 1-1. It's popped up behind a home plate again. Is it playable? No, drops just behind home. And a fan's got a souvenir. It's ball, 2 strikes. So Silber being pretty unpredictable on his strikeouts with 2 completely different out pitches, so he's commanding very well tonight. Ball of 2 strikes, 2 gone to the righty Dancero. The pitch. Line foul over the rooftop down the first baseline to keep Dancero alive on a ball of 2 strikes. Dancero 0 for 1 this evening, flied out to first base back in the 2nd. Silber kicks and fires the 1-2. Breaking ball. Tried to hang him up down and away, but missed, and it's an even count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lights beginning to take effect here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark as the sun continues its descent. 2-2 lifted high in the air, deep to left center field, and it bounces off the wall. Aiken's going after it, but Revere picks it up as the runner Dancero is in at second standing up. It's a 2-out double. So Dancero keeps the Freedom alive with 2 gone here in the top of the 4th, putting himself in scoring position, and the tying run, Marshall Rich, steps into the batter's box. The would-be tying run, I should say. He's not along the base paths just yet. Righty in a closed-off, narrow stance in the back of the box towards the plate. Silber from the stretch with the first pitch. It's swung on late and fouled down the first base line. 0-1. Rich in his first plate appearance was hit by a pitch. In the second, he was stranded, though, as shortly thereafter, Craig Massey sat down on swinging strikes to end the inning. Silber with the 0-1. Breaker tried to get him to chase low and away. Not a whole lot of break there, and the count moves to a ball and a strike. Dansereau taking a short lead off the second base bag. There's no coverage as Silber gives Cornett the nod. His front foot staggered. He takes 2 looks back to the runner at second, now a third. And he moves with the 1-1. That one's in the dirt, skips away from Cornett as the runner Dansereau advances to third. Dansereau didn't have the best read on just how far back toward the backstop that ball rolled. So he hesitated about a fourth of the way to the third base bag, but as he realized Cornett was slow to move, he found leeway. And he's in there safely now. With 2 gone, he's 90 feet away from home plate. Marshall Rich, the righty catcher, at the plate, the 2-1. Fastball missed downstairs, 3 balls and 1 strike. Silber might want to try with that breaker low and away. Tries for a fastball low and away, taken for strike 2. No vacancy in the count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Silber deals. Inside fastball, missed the zone a touch, and it's ball 4 to Marshall Rich. So Rich reaching first base for the second time this evening. He was hit by a pitch his first time up in the second, and he was just walked, bringing up the third baseman Craig Massey. Runners on the corners now, 3-1 Legends here at the top of the fourth with 2 gone. Cass Silber comes set, and he deals. That one's in the dirt, skips just away from Cornett. He looked back to the runner Rich, who headed for second base. Slow to move on that one that rolled a few feet behind home plate. Holding up Dansereau at third. So 2 passed balls in 2 plate appearances. Dansereau saw one, advancing to third base, and the 1-0. Another fastball missed in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dansereau got to third on the pass ball, and Rich just advanced to second base on the pass ball. So Silber obviously trying to keep him low. Here he is with the 2-0. Tries high that time and missed an inch. 3 balls, no strikes. Massey 0 for 1 tonight. Struck out swinging to end the top of the second. He was walked and tagged out on a fly ball that turned into a double play. That's taken on the inner half for strike 1. Silber needed that one. It was a fastball. And so as he toes the rubber again, he looks into Cornett, selecting a pitch carefully. Both runners with short leads off the second and third base bags. Cass Silber kicks and fires. This is lifted in the air, deep to center field. Revere sets up camp. The rawhide meets the mitt, and the side is retired. So a fly ball there prevents 2 runs from scoring, stranding Dansereau and Rich on the bags. Legends still have a 3-1 lead over the Freedom, and they're back up to bat with Akins, Claycamp, and Sansone. Just a few moments. Back inside Whitaker Bank Ballpark, Andrew Murphy with you as the Legends are back up to bat here in the bottom of the fourth. They hold a 3-1 lead over the Florence Freedom. And leading off this bottom half of the fourth is the left fielder, Nick Akins. Lars Liguri beginning his fourth inning of work. Here's a line drive just over the glove of the hopping Fitzgerald. It rolls into left field, and Akins opens up the bottom of the fourth with a hit. So that line drive into left field makes Akins 2 for 2 on the night. He doubled and scored back in the second. And here's the man that drove him in, the designated hitter, Sam Claycamp. Claycamp, before his minor injury a few weeks ago, was just raking offensively. First pitch to him is grounded to the left side. Third baseman Massey with it near the line. Was out at second base, but an error on the transfer as Akins is called out at the second base bag, but Claycamp will stay at first on an error by the second baseman, Simon Whiteman. Take a look into the major league scores. The Cardinals beat the Cubs 4-2. Adam Wainwright got the win. He's 4-0 on the season. 3-1 here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Legends up on the Freedom as the righty Sansone takes the first pitch downstairs. It skips away from Rich, and it's a clear path to second for Sam Claycamp. So Akins was retired on the 5-3 putout. It should have been a double play, but there was an error on the transfer, and Sam Claycamp was aborted, safely aboard at first base. And he just got to second on a passed ball. Ball and no strikes to Sansone. Liguri from the stretch, swing and a miss. He cut early on that inside off-speed pitch to even up the count of the ball and a strike. Liguri leaning in towards Rich, his catcher, flashing signs. Now Liguri gives him the nod and comes set, working from the stretch. And the 1-1. There's an off-speed up and away. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Sansone. Sansone is 0 for 1 this evening. He struck out swinging back in the second. So Claycamp with a hefty lead off the second base bag. There's nobody there to cover in the 2-1. Line drive, left field. It drops as Cedillo dove. Claycamp heading around third to score, and the throw into the second base bag is not in time. John Sansone is aboard with a double to score Sam Claycamp, and the Legends take a 4-1 lead. Extra bases are the name of the game for the Legends in tonight's contest. That is the 4th extra base hit by a Legends player. John Sansone on second base now. Claycamp, who just came in to score on the double, hit a double earlier in the second. Nick Akins, the left fielder, hit one before him, and Brandon Phillips, of course, crushed a homer to the left field corner. And so Legends are on top 4-1 here in the bottom of the fourth with 1 away. The first pitch to the lefty cornet is lifted in the air to the left side. Fitzgerald, the shortstop, with a beat on it. He makes the catch in shallow left for out number 2. So Sansone will remain at second base, and Dalton Cornet is called out on that fly ball. So here's Devin Hairston, the shortstop. Hairston, the righty, facing the lefty Liguri, who squats down slightly to stretch his quads, I guess. I don't know. First pitch to Hairston. It's taken upstairs for a ball. Hairston already 1 for 1 He hit a single, and it was an RBI, driving in Sam Claycamp back in the second. Ball and no strikes to the righty. Liguri comes set, and he fires. Lifted in the air, foul. Pinballs off the front of the awning and rolls down the screen behind home into the bare hand grasp of a young fan. Count moves to a ball and a strike on Hairston. Sansone waiting patiently on second base. 2 outs. Hairston looking to keep things alive here in the bottom of the fourth for the Legends, who have a 4-1 lead. 1-1 lifted in the air, trailing into foul territory down the first base line. Wyatt with a look. It drops in front of him. And the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Hairston will readjust outside the batter's box on the left side. One ball and 2 strikes to Hairston. Hairston's night already taking a turn from his performance last night, having gone 0 for 3 with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Sansone teasing a steal. Liguri calls time and just stepped off. Hairston waiting patiently for the 1-2. Liguri's got a sign. And the pitch. Ground ball left side. Fitzgerald scoops it up, sets, and sidearms to Wyatt at first. And the 4th inning has ended. Legends put another run on the board. Sam Claycamp came home on an RBI double by John Sansone. They lead the Freedom 4-1. Baseball back in a moment on the Legends Broadcast Network. Back inside Whitaker Bank Ballpark, Andrew Murphy with you as we enter the top of the 5th inning. Legends up 4-1 on the Freedom. And here's the second baseman, Simon Whiteman, stepping into the box for his 3rd time tonight. Still facing the righty Cass Silber. First one is a line drive, shot into the left field corner. Extra bases for sure as Whiteman will head into second. Aikens slow to pick it up at the wall, and he throws it into Hairston, the cutoff man. And it's a leadoff double for Simon Whiteman. Whiteman finally sees base after flying out twice, once in the first and again in the third. So he's got a double. That's the third double hit by a member of the Florence Freedom tonight. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Chad Cedillo. Silver with the first one to him. He really wants a piece of Whiteman on second, but comes forward. It's a changeup, low and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Four to one Legends here in the top of the fifth. Chad Cedillo, the lefty, facing the righty, Cass Silver. From the stretch with the 1-0. Lifted high in the air, deep to right field, near the corner. If it's fair, it's gone. And it is a fair ball for a 2-run shot by the left fielder, Chad Cedillo. Now 4-3 Legends off a 2-run home run by the left fielder Chad Cedillo. And here's Logan Wyatt. He takes one high for a ball. Silver deals the 1-0. It's a fastball up and away. Missed the corner there. 1 ball, 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0. Lifted in the air, down the left field line. It's trailing foul into the triple play zone. And the count moves to 2-1. Infield and outfield playing pretty straight away for Wyatt, who is 1 for 2. He doubled and scored back in the second, and he takes one inside for a called strike, 2-2. As I mentioned, Wyatt scored the first run of this game after doubling in the second, and he struck out swinging in the third. Let's see what the 2-strike pitch is from Silver. Down and in. It's grounded to the right side to Jesus Jr. Scoops it up. A toss to the covering Silver will put away Logan Wyatt for out number 1. So Silver took that up and in on 2 strikes. Wyatt's put out on the 3-1, and Tyler Fitzgerald, the righty shortstop, readies up. Silver with the first one to him. It's a breaking ball. Tried for the lower third, but missed. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0. That's in the red downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Fitzgerald 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout in the second and third respectively. 2-0. Hard hit ground ball past the reach of Sansone into left field, and Fitzgerald makes his way to first base on a 1-out single. So the score 4-3 Legends. Whiteman opened up the hitting with a double to lead things off here at the top of the fifth. Cedillo drove him home on a towering home run to the right field corner. Might be able to compare that to the Brandon Phillips home run earlier. That was deep to the left field corner. First one to Cesar Trejo. Misses downstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. So Cedillo's home run put 2 more on the board for the Freedom, and they trail the Legends 4-3. A pickoff move to first unsuccessful as Fitzgerald got back in time. Silver from the stretch, and the offering to Trejo. Swing and a miss. Got him downstairs with the fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Trejo, the DH, played in left field last night. They went 1 for 3 with a run and an RBI. Another move back to first. Fitzgerald's in there safely. Trejo tonight got aboard on an error in the second. He was stranded at third but stole a base. And he popped up to lead things off in the fourth. Another pop-up, this time in front of home plate. It's trailing to shallow left center field. It drops in between in between Akins and Revere. And there must have been a miscommunication. There was a triangle closing in shallow left center field. Akins, Revere, Hairston must not have been talking. The ball dropped right in the middle of them. And so, sort of a triangle of death, if you will. Tyler Fitzgerald advances to second base. That certainly looked like a ball. But again, it all comes down to effective communication. So 2 runners on now. E.P. Reese takes one low and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Four to 3 Legends with 1 away and 2 men on the bags here in the top of the 5th. Freedom have put 2 runs on this inning. 1-0. Fastball misses a touch low and away. 2 balls, no strikes. E.P. Reese in right field tonight. Played right field last night as well. He went 1 for 4 with a walk and a strikeout. 2-0. Swing and a miss on an inside fastball. 2 balls and a strike. Reese tonight is 1 for 2. He singled and stole second, but was stranded in the second inning. He struck out swinging his last time up in the 4th. Fake move to first as Silber turns back to second to try and pick off Fitzgerald, but there's no coverage and he's back in safely. 2 balls and a strike to Reese. The lefty, the righty Silber deals. One's chopped foul. Reese swung late at that one and got a piece of it, but it rolled down the first base line to the backstop near the Legends dugout. 2-2. So the last 2 strike pitch, Silber threw an off-speed, if I remember correctly, up and in to the lefty Wyatt. Grounded into a 3-1. Let's see what he offers on the 2-2 to Reese. He comes set, keeping a close eye on the runner, the 2-2. One's right up the middle, rocketed at Hairston. It rolls into center field. Fitzgerald's around to score as the throw in from shallow center was cut off by DeJesus Jr., and we're tied up at 4. It was a violent line drive right up the middle. Silber ducked. Hairston wasn't ready for it, even though he was playing in towards the second base bag. And so there will be a business meeting on the mound. Silber is done for the night. We're going to take a quick break, get you your new pitcher, and tally up Silber's numbers. It's 4-4 here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Don't go away. Cass Silber has been retired here in the top of the fifth after giving up 3 runs to tie us up at 4, and Brian Fuller delivers the first pitch outside to Dancero with the sidearm. It's 1-0. Silber exits this game after 4 1/3 innings of work, the 1-0. This is grounded just foul down the third base line to even it up at 1-1. Silber exiting after 4 1/3 with 9 hits, 5 of them here in the fifth. 4 runs, all of them earned. He walked only 2 batters, and struck out 4. And so he's replaced by Brian Fuller, the righty sidearm. 1-1 count to the righty Dancero. And that one's taken outside, just nicked the corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes in the green upstairs and away. Dancero 1 for 2 with a double, and he got to third on a pass ball in the fourth. He flied out to first base in the second inning. Runner on second, teasing a steal. Did he get there in time? Yes! That's what happens when you play games on second base. Cesar Trejo was dancing to and from the second base bag. Fuller was looking right at him, and Phillips was there to cover for the 1-2 putout. So Trejo brought down on the pickoff move. And Brian Fuller, it's a ball and 2 strikes to Brian Dancero, the pitch. Slider missed outside, evening up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Caught stealing. 1-4 put out to Cesar Trejo as the 2-2 whizzes past Dancero on the outside to fill it up. 3 balls and 2 strikes. We are tied up at 4. 3 runs have been scored by the Freedom here in the fifth. All earned by tonight's starter, Cass Silber. Whiteman got aboard on a double and was scored on a homer, and the 3-2 pitch called strike downstairs, and that'll end things. Dancero goes down looking for the first and only strikeout so far for Brian Fuller. We're tied up at 4. Legends with a chance to battle back in the bottom of the fifth. Ben Revere, Eric Young Jr., and Ivan DeJesus Jr. up to bat when we return on the Legends Broadcast Network. Andrew Murphy with you as the Freedom just tied it up in the top of the fifth, 4-4. Legends back up to bat in the first pitch to Revere, taken on the outside corner downstairs for strike one. Revere 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out. He got a piece of another outside fastball. Quick 0-2 count to the center fielder. Tumultuous top of the fifth inning for Legends pitcher Kaz Silber, who gave up 3 runs, 2 of them on a homer to Chad Cedillo, and then another scoring Tyler Fitzgerald on an RBI single from E.P. Reese. 0-2 pitch to Revere, taken high and away, just in the red upstairs for ball one. Silber was retired and replaced by Brian Fuller. 1-2. Another outside fastball from Lars Liguri. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Revere. Fuller came into the game and caught Cesar Trejo stealing. 1-4 put out for out number 2, and then struck out Dancero looking to end the inning. 2-2. Fly ball, infield territory, drifting left down the third base line. Massey is there, puts him away. So Craig Massey puts Ben Revere away on a fly ball down the third base line. And here is Eric Young Jr. Young Jr., the righty, facing the lefty, Liguri. First pitch to him is a fastball down the middle on the lower third. No balls and a strike. Young Jr. hunched over in an east-bent stance on the right side. 0-1 to him is a rip-roaring line drive down the right field line. It rolls into the corner. Young Jr. rounding the first base bag. Reese struggling to pick it up near the wall. Makes the throw into the cutoff Whiteman. And Young is in, standing up on a double with one away here in the bottom of the fifth. There's Young Jr.'s first hit of the night. He flied out to center in the first and grounded into a 5-3 in the third. And so he's aboard at second base. He is the leading run in this 4-4 game here between the Legends and the Freedom. And Ivan DeJesus Jr. steps up to try and make something happen. One gone. Young Jr. would lead off the second base bag, and the first pitch low and in to Ivan DeJesus Jr. for ball one. Rich had to shimmy to his left to pick that one up and prevent it from rolling to the backstop, which almost certainly would have advanced Young Jr. to third base. Young Jr. is the leading run for the Legends. DeJesus Jr. staggers his stance. 1-0, runner goes. That one's right down the middle for a called strike one. Young Jr. with the early jump, and he's now 90 feet away from home plate. So DeJesus Jr. looking at an even 1-1 count and trying to make something happen with his teammate on third base. Liguri proceeds with caution as he comes set, glove at the waist, the 1-1. Called strike two, nicked the corner downstairs on the outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. DeJesus Jr. 0 for 2 this evening. Grounded into a 6-3 in the first and did the same thing as last time up in the third. Liguri shrugs his shoulders with a deep breath. And the 1-2 delivery. It's down and in. Another one almost rolled away from Rich, and that'll even up the count at 2-2. DeJesus Jr. digs back in. Wisps the bat in front of him. Now a few low and slow swings towards the pitcher Liguri, who gives Rich the nod. Now the 2-2 delivery. Lifted high in the air to center field. Dansereau on the run. He can't make the catch. It drops near the wall. Eric Young Jr. will come home, and DeJesus Jr. is aboard at second with a one-out double. Legends back on top, 5-4. Some smart base running there by DeJesus Jr., who adamantly watched that fly ball head towards center field. Dansereau looked like he had a beat on it, but it popped out of his glove and rolled near the wall, and that gave Young Jr. the signal to come home with ease. DeJesus Jr. with a double. The second time that the Legends have hit two doubles in a row. Nick Akins and Sam Claycamp did that back in the second inning. Here's Brandon Phillips. First pitch to him, taken way low and inside. Rich moved to his left again. Ligori losing strength on those pitches down and in to right-handed hitters. Phillips 1 for 2 this evening. Grounded into a 6-3 his last time up in the third, and of course in the second. Opened up the scoring for the Legends with a solo shot to left field, the 1-0. Hard line drive, but foul into the Freedom bullpen down the left field line, and it's 1-1. It was an inside pitch, pulled his hands back. Wasn't swinging for the fences, but even a hard hit line drive to the left field corner certainly would have brought Ivan DeJesus Jr. home. Legends up 5-4 as Brandon Phillips readies up on the right side. Lars Liguri hunched in towards Rich, taking his time here in the fifth inning. The 1-1 to Phillips. It's down and in, skips away from Rich, a few feet away from home plate. DeJesus Jr. holds up at second base, and it's 2-1. Phillips aggressively taps the plate. The bat a few spins in front of him as Liguri carefully selecting a pitch from his catcher. Time called. Phillips doesn't seem too happy about it. He's back in now on the right side, straightaway stance. He's got a wide stance, just beyond shoulder width. Liguri readies up. The 2-1. Breaking ball taken upstairs for ball 3. Phillips able to relax here on this hitter's 3-1 count. Liguri needs a strike here. And he deals. Called strike 2. Fastball right down Main Street. Will fill us up. Brandon Phillips looks at a 3-ball, 2-strike count. Three-two pitch. That one's in the dirt, and Phillips advances to first with one away. Hey, Mike Trout just launched his 300th home run. So in addition to reaching that milestone, he also becomes the all-time career home run leader for the Angels. Interesting tidbit of information there. I guess they're not going to count Albert Pujols, who has only spent the latter half of his almost 20-year career with the Los Angeles Angels. Trout passed Tim Salmon with 300 home runs. 2 men on. Here's the first pitch to the righty Akins. It's taken way low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Mike Trout, there's a baseball card you'd be lucky to pull nowadays. My buddy thought he found an autographed Mike Trout the other day as the 1-0. This is outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. He said he found it at a flea market. And he said, I mean, this is too good to be true. And sure enough, he didn't even think twice about buying it. He ran out of the store with it as fast as he could after paying, of course, as this one's fouled on the ground down the left field line. Got a closer look at it in the car. Turns out it was just a horrible fake. So I guess the lighting in the flea market made it look real, but sure enough, we got a closer look at it. It said 1 of 1 on the back. It looked like a cheap reprint, like somebody printed it out on a double-sided piece of photo paper. It was actually disgusting. It was offensive to the baseball card community. So whoever's toting fake autograph cards at the Peddler's Mall, we've got a bone to pick as Akins swings and misses at the 1-2. So Akins bats the breeze for out number 2 here in the 5th. Legends still on top 4-5 over the Freedom. They took the lead as Eric Young Jr. came home on an Ivan DeJesus Jr. double. And here is Sam Claycamp. Sam Claycamp with 2 runs tonight. He got aboard on an error his last time up and scored. That was in the 4th. He hit a double and scored in the 2nd. So Liguori with a tough matchup here with 2 gone. The first pitch to Claycamp, low and in. As Claycamp danced a bit for it. Took it inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Not sure how much more confidence Liguori's going to put in those pitches low and in to righty hitters, but he's sure having trouble with them tonight, making his catcher Rich work extra hard. 1-0. Swung on, chipped foul down the third base line. It's 1-1. And you'd think, especially with a runner in scoring position, Ivan DeJesus at second, and even Brandon Phillips at first, you'd want to minimize the risk of advancing both of them 90 feet closer to home, especially after just giving up the lead on an RBI double. But hey, what do I know? That's why I'm up here in the booth and not down there wearing the jersey. 5-4 Legends here in the bottom of the 5th. The 1-1 to Claycamp. Taken for a strike, down low. It's a curveball. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Tim Anderson just singled in the top of the 5th. With James McCann crossing home, the White Sox extend their lead over the Royals 3-1. White Sox are a darn good team this year. Got a lot of good names, especially rookie Luis Robert. If you want to talk about baseball cards, get a lot of money for that one. Certainly more than you would a fake Mike Trout autograph. Some lucky duck at the Peddler's Mall got $7 for it last week, courtesy of my roommate. 1-2. Swing and a miss, down and in. So a good low and in pitch to the righty Sam Claycamp there from Liguori. 2 strikeouts in a row will end the bottom of the 5th inning. Legends back on top of the 5-4 lead. Freedom back up to bat in the top of the 6th with Marshall Rich, Craig Massey, and Simon Whiteman. Back in a moment. Legends just took a 5-4 lead over the Florence Freedom here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. We head into the top of the sixth. Andrew Murphy with you on PrepSpin.com and the Legends Broadcast Network. Thanks to everybody tuning in tonight. It is a beautiful night for baseball here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. As the sun has set, the temperature has dropped to a slightly breezy 73 degrees. There has not been a cloud in the sky all day. Great baseball day in the Bluegrass. Brian Fuller delivers the first pitch to Marshall Rich. Missed outside as he squared around to bunt. Didn't pull back in time. It's 0-1. Fuller came in last inning to replace Cass Silber, 0-1. That one misses up and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Fuller's got that sidearm delivery. And so far, he's only racked up a third of an inning of work as he deals that one low and in. 2 balls and a strike now to Marshall Rich. He struck out a batter and threw out Cesar Trejo. Caught him stealing at second base. And the 2-1 is lifted in the air, but foul down the right field line. It's 2-2. As I said earlier, Mike Trout just became the Los Angeles Angels all-time home run leader. He hit his 300th home run. I was discussing with a buddy last night. He is well on his way to becoming one of the greatest to ever play the game as the 2-2 is fouled into the seats behind home plate. It's a real marvel of a player, Mike Trout. And I mean, for a guy who's been as consistently just excellent at baseball as he is, he definitely deserves that record, as this is a ground ball dribbled to the shortstop. Picks it up and throws it on to DeJesus in time for out number 1. Hairston with a nice grab as that one shortly found the grass in shallow left center field. He's able to pick it up and sidearm on the run to DeJesus Jr. to put away Marshall Rich. So a 6-3 put out here in the top of the 6th inning. Legends up 5-4 on the Freedom, and Craig Massey takes his place in the batter's box. Massey is 0 for 2. He walked and was thrown out in the first along the base paths. Takes one low and in, 1 ball, no strikes. Like a breaking ball there from Brian Fuller. Massey struck out swinging in the second and flied out to center his last time up in the 4th, the 1-0. Line drive, hit hard over the rooftop down the third base line, and that'll even things up at a ball and a strike. Talking about Mike Trout a second ago, earning sort of a title, if you will, of this guy who's on track to be one of the next greatest baseball players of all time, as that one's taken outside for a strike. 1-2. It's a hard thing to judge nowadays, and I made the point of Trout being consistently exceptional throughout most of his career thus far, as this is a hard-hit ground ball. DeJesus Jr. picks it up near the line and steps on the bag. 2 gone. But Trout aside, I mean, you look at a guy like, say, Shohei Ohtani, who a few years ago came to the U.S. to play, and everybody said, well, oh, man, he's the next Babe Ruth. He's such a great pitcher and a great hitter. Why not have him play both? And now, this far into his career, almost a couple years now in the majors, they're saying that Shohei Ohtani likely won't pitch again. He'll just bat, maybe play in the field. Here's the first one to Simon Whiteman, taken for a strike on the outside, 0-1. And as the game of baseball has gotten bigger, faster, stronger over the years, it's just become harder to, without advanced analytics, of course, that are only available on the inside, as that one was taken outside. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Whiteman. It's hard to really judge just who's going to be the next great star. mean, I've asked myself in recent years, what does being the #1 draft pick really mean anymore? As the 2-1 finds the zone downstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2 pitch to Whiteman. Swung on, lined hard, but fouled down the third base line. It hops over the wall of the bullpen in left and drops into the triple play zone as a souvenir for a fan. Five to 4 Legends over the Freedom here in the top of the 6th. 2-2. Taken outside for a ball by Simon Whiteman. Whiteman doubled and scored on the Chad Cedillo home run his last time up in the 5th. He flied out in the 3rd and again in the 1st. 3-2. Hard hit line drive again down the left field line. It rolls into the Freedom bullpen. Whiteman doing his best to wear Fuller down, swinging at anything he can get near the zone. Nobody on the bags with 2 gone here in the top of the 6th. Whiteman sets back up, narrows his stance, and opens it up. And the righty, Fuller, deals. Hard hit line drive again. Roped into the bullpen down the left field line for the Freedom. Great crowd on here this Saturday night at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Fans were lining up outside of home plate. Payoff. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Fuller puts him away. Freedom go down in order. And the Legends still up 5 to 4. They're back up to bat, showing John Sansone, Dalton Cornett, and Devin Hairston. Baseball back in a moment on the Legends Broadcast Network. Legends up 5 to 4 on the Freedom as we head into the bottom of the 6th inning. John Sansone will lead things off as Lars Liguri retains his position on the mound for inning number 6. The lefty deals the first pitch to the righty Sansone. It's lifted high in the air, way gone over the left field bleachers. John Sansone swings at the first pitch and lifts it over the wall. Legends now up 6 to 4 here in the bottom of the 6th. So as Sansone crosses home plate, Legends up now 6 to 4. And here's Dalton Cornett, the left-handed hitting catcher. First pitch to him, taken on the outer half in the green. No balls and a strike. That was Sansone's second home run on the season and his fourth RBI. 0-1 to Cornett. Blooper over the head of the shortstop in the left center field. And Cornett is aboard with a single. Legends are doing a great job of this. Again, here in the sixth inning, this was exemplified pretty well in the second inning when, after the Brandon Phillips home run, the Legends began to string together offensive opportunities. Nick Akins came up with a double. Sam Claycamp drove him in. And then, of course, after two swinging strikeouts, Devin Hairston came in and drove Sam Claycamp in on the single. They put up a 3-spot in the second inning. And now through the middle three have scored in little pockets, a 1-spot in the fourth, again in the fifth, and now in the sixth. But with nobody out and a man on, as Hairston takes one down low for a strike. Perhaps we'll see another biggie box like the second inning. Biggie box, a term coined by University of Kentucky head coach Nick Mingione. Swing and a miss. Was hacking for the fences on the outside, but Liguori hung him up. It's 0-2. At least I think the term was coined by Coach Minge, but I don't know. He might have gotten it from somewhere else, or not quite sure. But basically, it's an inning where the offense just comes out hot, explosive, stringing those offensive opportunities together, and the 0-2 is up and away, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So maybe the Legends will have another biggie box here in the bottom of the sixth. 6-4 over the Freedom, 1-2 to Hairston. Chopped foul down the third base line, pops off the netting and lands just to the side of the Freedom dugout. Count remaining at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hairston is 1 for 2. He's singled with an RBI, driving in Sam Claycamp back in the second. And in the fourth inning, he grounded into a 6-3 putout. So as he readjusts himself outside of the right-handed batter's box, Liguori did the same before towing the rubber, as he's now hunched in towards his catcher, Marshall Rich. Ball and 2 strikes to the righty Hairston. Cornett with a short lead off the first base bag. 1-2. Loop shot right into the glove of, there's second for 1, over to first 2. A double play, so Hairston chopped one to third base. It hit the ground from the crack of the bat and popped into the glove of Massey, who flipped over to the covering Whiteman at second to retire Cornett. Whiteman quickly turned around to first for the double play. Messed that one up too. Man, I'm having a tough sixth inning here. But Hairston's aboard as the throw was not in time. So Cornett called out, as there will be a business meeting on the mound. Liguori is retired for the evening. So we'll take a short break, get him tallied up, and get info on the new pitcher for the Freedom. Legends up 6-4. Back in a moment on the Legends Broadcast Network. Legends up 6-4. New pitcher on the mound for the Florence Freedom. Lars Liguri has been retired after 5 1/3 innings, giving up 10 hits, 6 runs, 5 of which were earned. He only walked one batter and struck out 4. And so he is replaced by another lefty, Hayden Wheeler, 6 foot flat, 155 pounds, the native of Topeka, Kansas. First pitch to the lefty Revere is taken outside for a ball, 1-0. Revere 0 for 3 this evening with a fly out to left in the first, a ground out in the second, and a fly out to third in the fifth. Lefty-lefty matchup. Hairston on first base, the 1-0. Lifted in the air to left center field. Dancero and Cedillo going after it. The left fielder Cedillo comes in and makes the catch. 2 gone now. A little bit of confusion by yours truly at the just right before the pitching change. There was a chopper to the third baseman, Craig Massey. It was chopped on the ground by Devin Hairston. Massey went to Whiteman at second with it, but then Hairston beat the throw on the double play attempt, so he's aboard on the fielder's choice. Now 2 gone, and Ben Revere retired on that fly ball to left center. Here's Eric Young Jr. First pitch taken high and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Young Jr., 1 for 3. He doubled and scored back in the 5th. That was the leading run, putting the Legends up 5-4. They're now up 6-4. John Sansone came out of the gate swinging on the first pitch with a home run to left field. It's a slow throw back to first. The lefty Hayden Wheeler taking things over for Lars Liguri. Righty Eric Young Jr. hunched in, knees bent, straightaway stance, middle depth in the box on the right side. The lefty Wheeler deals the 1-0. Long rope into left center field. Dancero making the catch on the run. We'll end things here in the 6th. John Sansone takes one deep and puts the Legends up by 1 more run. They now lead at 6-4. Baseball back in a moment on the Legends Broadcast Network. Back inside Whitaker Bank Ballpark, Andrew Murphy with you as the Legends just extended their lead over the Freedom 6-4. Brian Fuller has been retired after an inning and 2/3, giving up no hits, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. That's what we like to see. Cam Hatch replaces him, and Cam Hatch just 2 nights ago came into the game in the 7th inning, replacing Carl Bryce. He faced 4 batters and struck out 4 batters as the first pitch taken inside to the lefty Cedillo for strike 1. Cam Hatch, 6'2", 212 pounds. The lefty, 28 years old, out of Vernon, Connecticut, 0-1. Swing and a miss, inside fastball. Breezing it by him, and it's 0-2. Hasn't thrown a lot this year for the Legends, though. 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 5 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Hasn't been the deciding factor in a game yet. 0-2 on the way. Popped up, drifting foul down the left field line. Sansone, the third baseman, going after it, just misses the catch as it hops over the wall, and a swarm of youngsters go to battle for that one down the left field line. It's 0-2, still to Chad Cedillo. Chad Cedillo homered his last time up in the 5th. It was a 2-run shot, scoring himself and Simon Whiteman. Cedillo singled back in the 3rd and grounded into a 4-3 to end things in the top of the 1st. So he's 2 for 3 tonight with 2 hits and a run. 2 RBIs as well. Hatch with the 0-2. Bloop shot to right center field. Revere coming in on it. Makes the catch on the run. Beautiful grab there by Revere. 1 away. Even at 31 years old, Revere's still got it, man. He was after that one and picked it out of the sky to send Chad Cedillo back to the dugout. And here's Logan Wyatt, the first baseman. First pitch to Wyatt, taken inside. It's in the red, 1 ball, no strikes. Wyatt 1 for 3 this evening with a double, and he scored the first run for the Freedom in the 2nd inning. Struck out swinging in the 3rd, and as the 1-0 taken inside for a strike, that's the pitch that Hatch wanted first. It's 1-1. Wyatt grounded into a 3-1 put out his last time up in the 5th, the 1-1. Fastball right down the pipe, called strike 2. Nobody on the bags, 1 man gone. 6-4 Legends here in the top of the 7th inning. 1-2 to Wyatt. Swung on, chopped just foul down the 3rd base line. So Wyatt got a jump on that one in case it would have been chopped just fair down the 3rd base line. It's about 2.5 feet outside the line, and so he'll head back to the dish. Infield playing straight away, as is the outfield. Baseball under the lights here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark as the clock just struck 9. 71 degrees. Things are starting to cool off as we head into September. 1-2. Off speed, missed a touch, up and in. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. That transition period from summer into fall, definitely one of my favorite seasons of the year. It's where the temperatures get real comfy. It's bonfire weather for sure. 2-2. Way inside. Pops out of the glove of Cornett and rolls down the first base line. P.J. Phillips will pick it up and store it safely in the dugout. Count is 3 balls and 2 strikes to Logan Wyatt, the lefty, facing the lefty Cam Hatch. He's already pitched into a fly out here in the 7th. Fly ball deep to right field. Young Jr. turns and watches that one soar over the Pepsi party deck in right field. And it's a 1-run game. Logan Wyatt drives it deep. And the score now 6-5. Legends still up here in the top of the 7th. So Wyatt has crossed home, and it's a 6-5 game. Second home run on the night for the Florence Freedom. This time a solo shot. Chad Cedillo, as I mentioned just a few moments ago, launched one over the wall for a 2-run shot in the 5th. And so it's a 1-run game, one gone, nobody on the bags. In the top of the 7th, first pitch to the righty Fitzgerald, taken low and away for ball 1. Fitzgerald is 1 for 3 this evening. He singled and scored in the 5th. Here's the 1-0. Fastball up and away. Made Cornett reach for it. Made him stretch for it, rather. I guess you could say both, but stretch would be more accurate. So Fitzgerald singled and scored in the 5th, and flied out in the 3rd, struck out swinging in the 2nd. 2-0. It's a high fastball that missed a touch. 3 balls, no strikes. Fitzgerald was at short last night for the Freedom, where he went 1 for 4 with a run. Didn't drive anybody in. He had a double. 3-0. Fastball nicked the outside corner downstairs. That was the pitch that Hatch needed. It's 3 balls and a strike. Three-one on the way. Fastball up and away. It's a 5-pitch walk to the shortstop, Tyler Fitzgerald. That's the 6th walk of the season for Cam Hatch. So Cam Hatch, the lefty, now facing the righty, Cesar Trejo. And a swift move back to first as Fitzgerald is back in safely. 1 gone, 6-5, Legends here in the bottom of the 7th. Trejo readies up, and another move to first as Fitzgerald steps back into the bag. Trejo keeping himself loose with a few swings outside of the box on the right-handed side. Hatch has a pitch. He's working from the stretch. Lefty with a direct line to first if he wants to pick off Fitzgerald again. And the first pitch to Trejo. Misses a touch upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Hatch has been loving that fastball as his first pitch. But on the first one to Trejo, gets behind in the count. Now comes set with another one from Cornett, who sets up low and away the 1-0. That's downstairs. Taken for a strike on the lower third, down the middle. Even count of the ball and a strike to Cesar Trejo. Trejo singled his last time up, but was picked off by Brian Fuller. 1-1. Ground ball could be 2. Hairston at short picks it up, flips it to second for 1. Over to first, 2. A double play, and the inning is over. Freedom put another run on the board, courtesy of Logan Wyatt. A towering solo shot to right field. It's still a Legends game, 6-5. Legends back up to bat in just a few moments on the Legends Broadcast Network. Freedom just put another run on the board on a solo shot to right field by the first baseman Logan Wyatt. Legends still leading 6-5, and they're back up to bat now. Hope everybody had a good stretch. I know I did. As Ivan De Jesus Jr. steps into the box. Hayden Wheeler still on the mound for the Florence Freedom. Lefty facing the righty De Jesus, who's 1 for 3 this evening. He doubled and drove in Eric Young Jr. his last time up, and he takes low and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Slight shift of the infield to the left. They're thinking De Jesus might pull. Makes sense as he's grounded into 2-6-3 putouts, once in the first and again in the third. 1-0. One's low and in. Not a very safe place to put that one. Two balls and no strikes now to De Jesus Jr. Righty readies back up, and the lefty Wheeler comes set, drops the glove to his waist. 2-0. Curveball bends into the lower third of the zone on the outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. First baseman Wyatt playing middle depth on the infield as his 3 infield counterparts playing on the grass of the shallow outfield. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. Boy, I'd love to see De Jesus Jr. poke one off the end of the barrel. Right over Wyatt's head, throw him off. That'd be cool to open things up with nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. The 2-2 from Wheeler. Swing and a miss downstairs. There's a strikeout. The first one on the night for Hayden Wheeler, the lefty. De Jesus bats the breeze, and that'll bring up Brandon Phillips. And listen to the crowd when this man comes up the bat. Be the first time that Wheeler faces Phillips this evening. Phillips 1 for 2, hit a solo shot to open things up in the second. Lefty-righty matchup. Phillips is ready, and here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase outside on that breaking ball, 0-1. Or an off-speed pitch, rather. Didn't have a lot of break there. Perhaps a changeup thrown outside by Hayden Wheeler. Phillips homered in the second. He grounded out in the third and walked in the 5th. Six to 5, Legends with 1 gone, nobody on here in the bottom of the 7th. This time is called. Hayden Wheeler stepped off the mound, but he's back on the rubber now, and he comes set. The 0-1 to Phillips. There's another changeup outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. This changeup has a little arm side break to it. The lefty Wheeler tried to double up and get Phillips to chase there, but here's the 1-1. Line right back at Wheeler. It's picked up by Whiteman behind the second base bag and thrown to first. So an erratic play there by Brandon Phillips. He grounded it hard up. There's kind of a midway between a line drive and a ground ball. A skipper, you might call that one. Whiteman read it right off the bat, positioned himself behind the second base bag, and was able to make a clean throw to first and sit down Brandon Phillips for out number 2. So 4-3 put out there, and Nick Akins, the left fielder, readies up on the right side. 3 righties in a row for the lefty Wheeler. This one's lifted up and over the rooftop behind home. No balls and a strike. Legends up on the Freedom 6-5 here in the bottom of the 7th. 2 gone, nobody on. Infield shifted left. for the righty Nick Akins. 2 for 3 tonight. He struck out his last time up in the 5th. Singled and was called out on a 5-3 back in the 4th. As the 0-1 misses outside for a ball. Akins doubled in the 2nd and scored that same inning. It's driven in on the double by Sam Claycamp, who's on deck. Ball and a strike to the righty. Lefty Wheeler comes set. And now the pitch. Changeup got away from him that time, well outside, made Rich stretch to his right, and the count runs to a hitter's 2-1. Akins wields the lumber in front of his right shoulder, and the 2-1 pitch is poked foul behind home plate. 2s all across the board now for the righty. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Michael Franco just doubled in the bottom of the 7th inning as Ryan O'Hearn came around to home plate. The Royals still trail the White Sox 5-2 in the bottom of the 7th. Legends up 6-5, 2 gone, nobody on, 2-2 count to Nick Akins here in the bottom of the 7th. Wheeler kicks and fires. Akins takes low and in on that off speed to fill up the count at 3-2. Akins waits patiently, straight away, knees slightly bent, middle depth in the box on the right side. The payoff. Chopped foul down the third base line, and Legends' third base coach tried to pick it up with his helmet, but it instead rolls into the Freedom bullpen down the left field line. So Akins swinging at anything near the zone, trying to wear down Wheeler on this 3-2 count. Wheeler's got what he likes from Rich. Drops the glove and fires the payoff. Late swing on one up and in. It's fouled to the netting down the first base line. Legends lead 6-5 over the Freedom here in Game 2 of this 3-game series. Tomorrow night's game will be played between the same 2 teams, but about an hour and 40 minutes earlier at 5:05, 3-2. Called strike 3 on the inner half of the plate, and the side is retired. Nick Akins goes down looking. That's 2 strikeouts now on the night for Hayden Wheeler. Legends still up 6-5. Baseball back in a few moments on the Legends Broadcast Network. Legends up 6-5 here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark over the Freedom. Andrew Murphy with you on Prep Spin and the Legends Broadcast Network. Cam Hatch has been retired after an inning of work, giving up one hit, one run that was earned, a Logan Wyatt solo shot. He walked one batter and struck out 0. And so Lincoln Hensman takes the mound now for the Legends. Right-handed pitcher will face the left-handed right fielder, E.P. Reese. Hensman comes set, working on the leftmost half of the rubber. Here's a chopper to second base. Phillips with a beat on it. Bare hand grasp and a throw to first, one away. He makes it look so easy. I mean, my goodness. It's like he's not even trying out there. So Phillips puts Reese away on a swanky 4-3. And here's Brian Dansereau. Dansereau in center field tonight for the Freedom. Nobody on, one man out. There's a shift to the left, on the left side of the infield. And the first pitch to Dansereau. There's a bloop shot to right center field. It gets down in front of Young Jr., who scoops it up on the bounce and throws into second to hold Dansereau at first. And so he's aboard with his second hit of the night. His first hit was a double back in the fourth, and he was stranded, although he got to third base on a passed ball. That passed ball also advanced Marshall Rich, the catcher, who steps up to the plate now. Lincoln Hensman on the mound for the Legends, the 6'2", 205-pound righty out of Lexington. Attended the University of Louisville, and he throws back to first to try and pick off Dansereau, who slid in safely. Hensman throws a two-seamer, can reach 95 miles an hour, a cut fastball, upper 80s, and a changeup. The righty comes set, facing the righty Rich, and he deals the first pitch to him. It's upstairs. 96 on the gun there. 1 ball, no strikes. We saw Hensman last on September 2nd versus the Leyendas, where he pitched 1 inning, giving up 2 hits, 1 run that was earned, no walks and no strikeouts. He comes set, glove at the chest, and the 1-0. It's a cut fastball there, missed down and away, 2 balls and a strike. Rich, 0 for 1 today. He was hit by a pitch, walked and stranded, and grounded out. 2-0. Ground ball to second base. Phillips scoops it up. A sidearm toss to second for 1. Over to first. 2. Double play. That'll end the inning. Send that to Sports Center. My goodness. He tossed it to second. Hairston picked it up. Phillips wasn't even looking at him. Hairston stepped on the bag on the run, and then a clean throw over to first. What a way to end the inning. Legends up 6-5, and they come back up to bat in just a few moments on the Legends Broadcast Network. Legends up 6-5 as we head into the bottom of the 8th inning here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Andrew Murphy with you on the Legends Broadcast Network and PrepSpin.com. Here's Sam Claycamp, the DH, to lead things off. If you're just joining us, you missed a fantastic 4-6-3 double play. First pitch to Claycamp, taken outside for a ball. Ball was chopped right to Phillips at second. The bare hand grasp without even looking. Tossed it back to Hairston, who caught the ball, stepped on the bag on the run, and a clean throw on over to first as the 1-0 misses down and away. It was a magnificent double play to end the inning. So Legends still up 6-5, and they're trying to come out of this on top. Claycamp, so the 2-0 in the pitch. Fastball missed downstairs, 3 balls and no strikes. Claycamp, the DH, struck out swinging his last time up in the 5th. He got aboard on an error by the second baseman in the 4th and scored then on a double. 3-0. It's taken low and away, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Sam Claycamp to get things started here in the bottom of the 8th. So Claycamp doubled back in the 2nd as well and came home on a single by Devin Hairston. Devin Hairston, of course, part of that fantastic 4-6-3 double play to end the top half of the 8th inning. So with Claycamp taking a short lead off the first base bag, here's John Sansone, the third baseman. First pitch to the righty. Lifted in the air to straightaway center field. Dansereau coming in on it. It's trailing toward right center. He's there to make the catch, one away. So Claycamp still at first base as John Sansone flied out to right center field. Was heading out there straight away but trailed to right center. Bud Morton will come out to pinch run for Sam Claycamp. So he takes a lead off the first base bag, and here's the lefty Dalton Cornett. 6-5 Legends with 1 gone here in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch downstairs, a fastball missed the zone. 1 ball, no strikes now to Cornett. Sansone, who just flied out to get the for the first out. Here's a chopper to second, over to second base for 1, over to first, 2, double play, and the inning is over. I get into a story and tripped up on the double play that ends the inning. And so we head to the top of the 9th. Legends up 6-5. They're 3 outs away from taking this victory over the Freedom. Back in a moment. 6-5 Legends as we enter the top of the ninth. Ty Boyles on the mound, relieving Lincoln Hensman, who has an inning under his belt now. In the first pitch, a fastball misses high to the lefty Craig Massey. Hensman with 1 inning, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and no strikeouts. Boyles a lefty with the 1-0. It's fastball right down Main Street, evens up the count of the ball and a strike. Boyles, 6'3", 270, lefty at 24 years old out of Quartz Hill, California. He was the 11th round pick by the Cincinnati Reds in 2013. This one is poked to left field. It's going to get down and roll near the corner. Akins bobbling it as Massey is headed towards second. He's in there safely with a leadoff double. So Massey leads things off, putting himself in scoring position. He is the tying run. So Boyles chatting with Cornett as the righty Simon Whiteman, the second baseman for the Freedom, steps into the box, or at least warms himself up before doing so, and he steps in now. 6-5 Legends with a runner in scoring position. Massey is the tying run. Boyles from the stretch. First pitch. Bunt is popped up behind home. Cornett gets under it quickly and makes the catch. 1 away. Nice fastball. Placed just above where Whiteman squared up. He sent it in the air behind home plate. Cornett threw the mask off and darted back to the track near the backstop and put him away. So Massey holds up at second base. Here's Chad Cedillo, the lefty. Lefty-lefty matchup should ease things a bit for Boyles. And he deals the first pitch. Fastball misses upstairs in the red. 1 ball, no strikes. Cedillo flied out his last time up in the 7th. He homered in the 5th, singled in the 3rd, and grounded out in the 1st. He is 2 for 4 this evening. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. On a fastball up and in, it's a ball and a strike. Legends up 6-5 on the Freedom here in the top of the ninth with 1 away, and Craig Massey taking a short lead off the bag at second base. Boyles comes set, glove at the chest. And now the 1-1 from the stretch. Fastball just missed, low and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Lefty Cedillo readies up. It's 2 balls and a strike. Boyles gives Cornett the nod. And he wheels and deals at 2-1. Swinging a foul back to the screen. That'll move the count even at 2-2. Massey was ready to go on that one. He's back in towards the second base bag now. Hairston playing not far away from him. He backs up slowly near the fringe of center field. Lefty-lefty matchup, Cedillo versus Boyles. The 2-2 pitch. Fastball traveled way away and low, and that'll fill things up at 3-2. Cornett with a swift move to his left to make sure that one did not roll back to the backstop, to create even more chaos here in the top of the ninth. And the 3-2. Fly ball, left field territory. It'll drop foul in the triple play zone. Tried with the fastball outside that time to get Cedillo to maybe cut and miss, but got a piece of it on the edge of his barrel. Now the payoff. Swinging a foul back to the screen. Swing was a bit low that time from Cedillo. Boyles steps off the rubber, stretches out both arms. He removes rather readjusts the green stash cap. Cedillo taking some time to readjust his white batting gloves. He'll tighten those babies up and step back in on the left side. Man on second, Massey with a short lead off the bag. Hairston playing directly behind him. Payoff. Fly ball, right side, playable territory. DeJesus Jr. calmly walks just past the line. He dips back in, makes the catch, 2 gone. So 2 outs in a row, both on fly balls. Whiteman popped up, or squared around to bunt, and popped one up short behind home plate. Cornett was there to make the catch, and now Cedillo hit a high fly ball down the first base line. DeJesus Jr. was there. And now here's Logan Wyatt, the first baseman and cleanup hitter for the Freedom. First pitch to him is taken for a strike upstairs. Wyatt homered his last time up. It was a solo shot well over the Pepsi party deck and right. Craig Massey with a lead off the second base bag. 6-5 Legends here in the top of the ninth. 0-1. Ty Boyles, the lefty, deals. Swing and a miss on a low fastball. Took him high, took him low, and now he's ahead in the count, 0-2. So Boyles, as he steps off the rubber, is 1 strike away from securing this victory for the Legends in a possible save situation. Boyles gives Cornett the nod. Working from the stretch, and now the 0-2. Taken high and away for a ball, just in the red there on the high outside corner. Lefty Wyatt readjusts himself. Straight away, slightly knees bent stance, middle depth in the box. Boyles. Time is called at home plate. Wyatt walks something off. He's back in the box now. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lefty-lefty matchup. Massey with a lead off the second base bag. Ty Boyles with the 1-2. Fastball missed up and away. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Boyles has one he likes from Cornett. And now the 2-2. Fly ball. Up and over the rooftop, down the third base line. Wyatt battling well. There's a reason you put a guy like him in the cleanup spot. Several reasons. This is one of them. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Legends up 6-5. Boyles hoping to close this one out. The 2-2 delivery. Another pop fly up and over the rooftop, down third. We'll do the 2-2 tango all over again. Logan Wyatt, the first baseman, keeping the crowd on its toes with all these 2-strike foul balls. Not nearly as much of a nail-biter as last night's game, but nevertheless a good one. Score is 6-5. Lefty Logan Wyatt readies up, facing the lefty Boyles. And he deals. Swing and a miss, and this one belongs to the Legends. Ty Boyles with the save, and the Legends take game 2, 6-5 over the Florence Freedom. So Ty Boyles closes it out in a nail-biting 2-strike situation with Craig Massey on the second base bag. He's stranded there, so the Legends take this game 6-5. Second 1-run game in a row. Last night, Legends, of course, took a 7-6 game on a walk-off single to left center by Drew Ellis. But the momentum was in their favor tonight, and it was up to the Legends bullpen, consisting of Brian Fuller, Cam Hatch, Lincoln Hensman, and Ty Boyles. All called upon to get the job done, and they all did. Not necessarily on strikeouts, but commanding well so that freedom hitters would bat into plays that, I don't want to say easy, but were relatively easy for the Legends defense to make. So tonight's game down the stretch, especially after the Legends took the lead in the middle third, in the middle third of the game, was definitely relying upon good pitching and a solid, disciplined defense, and it was exhibited there. And so the Legends, of course, taking this 6-5 game, and the series 2-0 over the Freedom, but the series isn't over yet. Tomorrow's game is at 5:05 right here at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. You can catch all the action either with us at the stadium or on PrepSpin.com and the Legends Broadcast Network. From everybody here in the press box, William Warfield, our producer, Elliot Smith, and Joe Allen, camera operators, and our board operator, Jack Haynes. This is Andrew Murphy saying so long, everybody.